हरि ओम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Bhagavad Gita chapter 5 shloka number 15. नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः। Yesterday we stopped with God does not make anyone to do something, nor does He make someone to get attached to the results of his actions. He just doesn't do anything. He doesn't make a person to do all these things. It is because of his own nature that a person does things, does actions, gets attached to it. And today it is continued. नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः. God does not actually take hold of anybody's sins or merits, that is the punyas. God does not actually take it for himself. We offer everything to God. We do this as an offering to God. We say. That doesn't mean God takes all our sins. No. And He has everything. So He doesn't need our punyas also. Even the devotees, if the devotee offers it to God also, God doesn't take it for himself. Then why is it that we do so many things? We do homa, we do puja, we do dana, everything we do. We worship God in so many ways. Why is it that we offer so many things to God when if He is not going to accept anything? It is just that by doing all those things, we do a good karma. Our sins get reduced and our punyas are increased. Just because I'll do this for you, God, you please grant me this. That is just our foolishness. God will anyway grant us. We are just making it like a business. I'll give you this, you give me that. God will give everything even without us giving Him something. So, He doesn't take anything from anybody. It is our own ignorance that makes us do things. Ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. All living beings, we do so many things because our wisdom is actually veiled, covered by ignorance, and because of that we are confused, and because of that illusion we do various things. We feel I am the doer and I make people things do. We feel like that. Next shloka. Jnanena tu tad jnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha. Sorry. Jnanena tu tad jnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha tesham adityavad jnanam prakashayati tatparam. Jnanena tu tad ajnanam yesham nashitam atmanaha. Just now we said because of ignorance, living beings get confused and they do so many things. When that ignorance is totally destroyed by the knowledge of the self, by actually realizing who we are, that ignorance is totally destroyed. Then tesham adityavad jnanam prakashayati tatparam. For those people whose ignorance is destroyed, wisdom actually illuminates that supreme Brahman, that supreme knowledge actually shines forth in full brilliance, like how a sun actually illuminates everything on this earth. When the sun rises, then everything is seen. Like that, when that wisdom dawns, then everything is seen clearly. Everything gets illuminated. It illuminates that actual Paramartha Tattva. We are clear about everything. Tadbuddhyastadatmanaha tannishtaha tatparayanaha gachanti apunaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. Tadbuddhayaha, and those whose mind is totally fixed on that Brahman. Tadatmanaha, those who are that Brahman themselves, they are that Brahman. Tannishtaha, all their thoughts are totally focused on Brahman. They know nothing other than Brahman. They have given up all actions. Tat parayanaha, their ultimate refuge is that Brahman. Gachanti apunaravrittim, they actually, when they leave this body, they are not born again. Apunaravrittim, they don't come back again into this samsara. They are not born again. Jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. Why is it? Because kalmashaha, all sins, are totally destroyed by that wisdom, we already saw, Jnanagni, that fire of wisdom destroys everything. Here, all kalmashaha, all papas are destroyed. That is, everything that is responsible for another birth. Both papa and punya, all karmas are totally destroyed. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Svapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini. Next shloka describes how a jnani will be. Someone who has attained wisdom, how he will behave. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, those who are endowed with education, they are so humble. Such persons, Uttama Samskara Viti, they have very good qualities, behavior, everything. Brahmane Gavi Hastini, whether it be such people who are endowed with good qualities, endowed with good education, very good behavior, or whether it be a Brahmin, Brahmane, one who is totally sattvic. He is totally in sattvic, sattva guna. Gavi, a cow, which is rajasic. It is predominantly of rajasaguna, rajoguna. Whether it be a Brahmin or a cow, or whether it be an elephant or a dog, those are totally tamasic in nature. Tamoguna is predominant in them. Whether it be such creatures or whether it be Shvapakecha, a person, a Chandala who eats dog's flesh he eats. Whether it be such a person, Panditaha Samadarshinaha. A scholar, a Pandita, actually looks upon everyone equally. A Jnani. We may say, call anyone as a scholar, a PhD, a double PhD. We may call him a scholar. But Bhagavad Gita calls only a truly enlightened jnani as a great, intelligent, well-read Pandita. They look upon everyone as same. Whether it be a highly educated Brahmin, whether it be a cow, or whether it be a dog, or whether it be an elephant, or whether it be a Chandala. All are same for the jnani. That is, the Sattva Guna, the Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they don't affect him in any way. They don't make any impression on him. What he sees is only Brahman everywhere. He sees only Brahman. He sees only gold. He doesn't see the bangle or the chain or the earring. For him everything is gold, 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 gold. So everything is Brahman, 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 Brahman. Nothing else he sees, the jnani. Prahlada saw Brahman in a pillar. A pillar, a lifeless pillar. In that he saw Brahman. And in Saint Ekanatha's life, there is an incident. Ekanatha is returning after a pilgrimage to Kashi. He is coming back to his village along with a few people. They had all gone as a group. And on the way, a donkey is lying down and it is just on the verge of death. It is so thirsty. Totally its lips, everything parched, and it is just crying out for water. If somebody gives a drop of water, then it will survive. It is in such a condition. And this group, they are crossing that way. And everyone looks at the donkey and they say to each other, poor one, it's going to die. Maybe if it gets some water, it will be okay. But they don't have any water with them. So they feel, what is it? We can't do anything. And then Ekanatha says, we have Ganges water. They have brought so many pots of water from the Ganges. Generally, if we go to Kashi, we bring back Ganges in a small pot like that. So we have water, so much water we have. Then everyone, they just say, no, we can't give that to a donkey. We'll have to take it back to our place, worship our house deity with that. We'll have to take it to Panduranga, the temple. No, how can we now open those pots? We cannot give it to the donkey now. Ekanatha says, but that donkey is also Panduranga. I see only Panduranga in that donkey. If we now just leave this place without giving it water, it will die. It's not acceptable to me. Ekanatha takes out his Ganges water and then slowly pours it into the mouth of that donkey. As he pours it into the donkey's mouth, the next second there he sees the beautiful red lips and the pearl-like teeth of Panduranga. Panduranga is opening his mouth and drinking that water. That donkey gives darshan as Panduranga himself, beautifully so black like the rain-bearing clouds, with curly hair, wearing yellow silk robes, lotus-like eyes, very sharp nose, coral-like lips, pearl-like teeth, with a slight laughter adorning his lips, the broad-chested Panduranga is actually opening his mouth and drinking water from Ekanatha. So, when we actually see the Brahman in everything, it is Brahman. That donkey is Brahman. Saint Ekanatha was able to see that. So, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shunichaiva Swapakecha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. For them everything is the same. Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. Next shloka. इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिताः इहैव तैः जितः सर्गो. Those who look upon everything as the Brahman, they actually have conquered the cycle of birth and death here itself. They will not be born again. Even when they are in this world, if they live like that, then they have conquered rebirth. They will not be born again. Nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmani te sthitaha. There, the Brahman is totally blemishless, without any blemishes in it. It is totally pure and it is totally equal everywhere. It is the same. There may be different bodies, different living beings, Priya and then Kamala, one Rama, different. But they are not, we see them as different. It is Brahman as one unending total Brahman that is everywhere. A homogeneous Brahman everywhere. And these jnanis, they are totally established in that Brahman. And they have conquered the cycle of birth and death. So, see, a mirror, if it is rough with so many ups and downs, then if we go stand in front of it and see, then the reflection seen is cut and bent in so many places. When the mirror is very smooth, without any ups or downs, then the image reflected also is very clean. Similarly, the mind, when it is totally full of thoughts, when the living being is bombarded with so many thoughts, just remain silent and observe how many thoughts arise in us every second. Just keep observing. Thoughts will just be coming. So many thoughts. When we are affected by so many thoughts, then whatever is seen in that mind also is not the proper picture. But when totally there are no thoughts, the mind has been just totally dissolved, no thoughts, then in that clear screen, the Brahman shines. So, today, the characteristics of a jnani. How the jnani, one who is totally established in the Brahman, actually is liberated. He is not born again. We'll stop with this for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Hari Om.